Raise you another 2 centuries.
And I think your hand is weak.
You serious?
Hollywood loves bringing poker to the silver screen, but logic is usually the first casualty in the editing room. Today, we are performing a post-mortem on one of the absolute cringiest poker disasters in cinematic history. Welcome to In Time, a dystopian world where your bank account doesn't dictate your status, but the literal digital clock on your forearm defines your very survival. If your time hits 0, your life is instantly over. Our hero steps into a high-stakes underground den and asks about the table limits, only to be told there are none.
There is none.
Which is the first massive red flag that the screenwriters had absolutely no understanding of real poker mechanics. The sheer absurdity kicks off directly on the turn card, completely skipping the pre-flop and flop action, probably because the production budget couldn't stretch far enough to hire an actual card consultant. The community board reads a 7, a queen, a 5, and a jack. Our hero is sitting comfortably on the button with a meager life support system of just 250 years, while his incredibly wealthy adversary is sitting in a small blind with an absolute mountain of over 9,800 years. The main pot already contains 600 years of dead currency, and we are left completely clueless about how they even got here. The villain holds a set of queens, giving him an absolute monster of a hand that completely locked down the flop. Instead of executing a powerful value bet to extract maximum chips, this absolute strategic mastermind decides to slow play it by betting a microscopic 50 years. Throwing 1/12 of the pot into the middle is an absolute joke of a bet that accomplishes nothing. But our hero is completely unfazed and casually risks 20% of his remaining lifespan to make the call, proving he definitely skipped every basic lesson on bankroll management. The river brings the 6 of diamonds, which changes absolutely nothing for any realistic hand strength. Right at this critical junction, our hero gets completely sidetracked by a girl looking like she just raided a sanctuary for polar bears, and his fictional confidence swells.
Raise you another 2 centuries.
The villain tosses out another 200 years like he is mindlessly tipping a valet driver. He doesn't even think about the math because when you are that wealthy, you can just continuously inflate the price. Then our hero drops the line, accusing the villain of having a weak hand.
And I think your hand is weak.
You serious?
Let us break down the mathematical reality here. The villain started with an elite pre-flop holding, flopped an unbeatable set on an incredibly dry board, and maintained complete control through a totally safe turn. The river card only allows exactly 3 incredibly specific, mathematically absurd runner-runner gutshot combinations to beat him. Yet, our hero treats a near unbeatable top set like it is total garbage. But in Hollywood, blind confidence matters infinitely more than actual probability. Our master poker player stares blankly to manufacture some cinematic tension, and then finally hits the call button. At this exact moment, the villain realizes for the first time that his final bet has pushed the hero to the absolute brink of literal death. The hero now has a ticking clock counting down from 30 seconds. If there was ever an incredibly toxic moment to slow roll an opponent by delaying the reveal of a winning hand, it is doing it when you have less than 20 seconds left to live. With an absolute lack of logical fear, he finally tables his cards to reveal 8-4 offsuit. This is an absolute trash hand that no sane human being would ever play voluntarily. To make matters worse, the table positioning proves he wasn't forced into the pot via the big blind, meaning he actively chose to risk his entire existence with complete garbage. The ridiculous miracle gut shot straight lands perfectly, and he drags a massive 1100-year pot. As his companion stares in absolute adoration of this reckless stunt, he decides to immediately leave the table. He doesn't even stay for a couple of courtesy orbits, choosing instead to hit the exit while delivering the ultimate cliché line that he knew he was going to win.
I knew I was going to win.
The rich villain is left in absolute shock, processing how his textbook value bet got completely destroyed by a total amateur playing mathematical garbage. In short, the villain played the hand perfectly for value and got completely unluckily stacked by a lucky idiot chasing a terrible draw with his literal life on the line.